my life coaching practice has gotten more into this dating realm. At least it did for the year 2023. For some reason, I had a lot of folks coming through my wellness practice and health and fitness guidance. But a lot of these folks are looking for guidance. They're single people, and they're facing the modern conditions of dating on both sides of the aisle. Both women and men are having these various challenges that are really sourced and generated because of social media and the farce and the imagination land that is Instagram and Facebook and whatever these blasted kids are using these days to meet online. So it is a pervasive problem, and people have, because of social media, such a skewed and a delusional impression of themselves that it is creating a dating nightmare for both women and men. So I love, and I'm going to, and for year 2024, really start to expand this out in my own personal practice and guiding people through dating. In 2009, I wrote a book, What Men Want, because it was me coming out of a relationship and really saying that I don't think women understand what men are looking for in relationships. And now that book is 15 years old, and maybe even I haven't even read it in all this time, but I've advanced so much in the relationship world, especially having a relationship with my spouse for upwards of 15 years. I know how to make a relationship work. How? Well, I made a lot of mistakes in relationships. I needed time to develop, evolve, grow, mature. And not until I found the right person that was looking at my potential did I actually grow and fulfill my potential. And now I've given her a fantastic life. She would say the same. And I can be an expert and speak expertly in this particular subject matter because just so that I can qualify myself, work with my wife 6-7 days a week. We work all day together, we go home together, we eat together, at times we carpool, drive in together, and we still have a very active physical lifestyle. We very rarely fight or disagree, but we're with each other 7 days of the week, just about all day long, every single day. So I could speak to this at expert level. And she is, in many ways, a traditional woman, which is what we're going to talk about today, traditional versus modern women. But she has all of the hallmark profile of a modern woman. She is a great leader. She is a great business operator. She is very decisive. She is very schooled in many areas of information technology and marketing and advertising and online business development, and she's a very seasoned practitioner in health and wellness sciences. And when I am in the building with her, I give her a wide berth. She's the boss. I don't interfere with what she does with her people that report to her, and only when I get called in do I address things. But when I'm called to step up to be the boss, I do. And when we go home or in our personal lives and financial decisions and life decisions of what we're doing with real estate and investment and financial planning and domestic situations and conditions, I am the head of my household and I am the head of my family, charged with making sure that my wife is protected, provided for, safe, confident in my decisions, and I am the final word on what we tend to do, though I will always solicit her buy-in before I make a decision, because that's what good partnerships do. These modern women, and we're going to look at a clip today from the Whatever podcast. Brian, one of my favorite dating podcasts, is up against this panel of women. They are OnlyFans women, I believe all of them, just about. If you're not familiar with OnlyFans, it is an adult websites of content. These females are the providers of this content, and it's everything from pictures to very obnoxious sexual acts of fantasy that these men are paying $4, $5, $10 a month for these women to I don't want to say prostitute themselves, this is what is being deemed now as sex work. They are sex workers. And in this modern environment, they still want to try to attract a man of traditional values. So they must be delusional. So let's go. We're going to break down this 4 or 5 minute clip. So let's let Brian from whatever open it up. Here we go.
Panel on this, where basically people want the benefits of tradition, but they want also the benefits of modernity. So I guess my question to you related to that is, I mean, I know some of you guys do this for work, but maybe if you didn't, do you think it's fair to demand men act traditionally, but not be a traditional woman?
I think men should be men, yeah.
How so?
I think it's important for their own, like, minds to be like masculine men.
I think, like, if a guy's paying for the date, the girl paid, like, for her hair, nails, makeup, outfit. So it is equal in that sense.
I think men are happy with themselves when they're masculine.
What you're going to find is there's not a lot of intelligence at this table. You got this gal on the far right. She's a 4 if she's anything on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as looks. She's saying men want to be masculine. No context, no explanation, nothing deeper dive into description. What does that even mean? Men want to be masculine. So we want to pay for the date? Well, why should we pay for an entire date or go out and pay for an entire dinner if that investment is going to come up lame, especially if we feel like the date is going south? I personally think that if the date is going south, at the end of it, I think you would just split the check and say, listen, I don't see this going any further. And tonight I did like meeting you. Can we split the check? But again, as being a business person, before I get somebody out on a date, it's been 15 or more years since I took somebody on a date. I would go in, especially as a business person, I'm ready to take that risk. But in the modern day, I mean, dating women like this is ridiculous. There's other moron on the left side who's saying a girl does her nails, her hair, her time is worth something. She put on all this makeup. You did that for yourself. You did that for yourself so that you could feel good about yourself on a date. You're wearing a mask, okay? Because maybe you don't want the man to see who you really are. What, the man didn't take time to do his hair, shave with shaving products, take care of his skin with skin products. He didn't go out and buy clothes and make sure that he looked good himself. I mean, it's just such an absurd claim to try to value yourself that you put all of that into yourself and that a man has to pick up the tab for that. It's just ridiculous reasoning. Let's get back.
I agree.
When it comes to sex outside of the relationship, if they're not getting paid for it, I don't think they should do it. If I'm only doing it for work, it's not as enjoyable as sex would be just for fun.
Okay.
So if we stay loyal in the relationship together, then I wouldn't count me going to my job as cheating.
Understand what this gal is saying, that she wants to be in a relationship with a man and there to be loyalty in the relationship. But her going to her job, she's saying, which really is somewhere in a room or a hotel or wherever where she's producing this sexual content, she isolates that sexual experience as work. That's her job. So she's going to be with another man physically for her job, and she's expecting that a traditional man is going to accept that because it's her work. Delusion.
And hopefully I could find someone that feels that way, but not everyone agrees.
I think that it's fair to look at it as a mutual standpoint. If somebody's asking you to do something, you should be able to do things in the way that they're asking.
Sure.
So if you like met a guy and he was like, you know, you were into him and you wanted to be in a relationship with him,
mm-hmm.
and he asked you to stop your OnlyFans, would you do it?
Yes.
But only given that he was an actual traditional man, that he was fulfilling his masculine role.
If that's what he was asking of me, yes. It would mutual, like, or vice
so
versa.
If you found your dream guy and you said, listen, I need you to stop OnlyFans, you would stop in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
If
it was my dream guy,
me
yes.
to quit.
Okay.
Yeah, my dream guy would never say that.
Literally.
Oh.
This is the minds of modern women. Well, at least this generation, they're all in their early 20s. You got this one girl on the far right, the blonde. All she's doing is getting into the hair, which to me is just she's trying hard to concentrate and focus, and she's really all about herself. Leave it. Stop touching yourself, for crying out loud. These other idiots saying that my dream guy is going to allow me to do this sex work, and he's going to be okay with that. And the other girl is just simply a liar, saying that she would quit that kind of sex work if she met her dream guy. No, she wouldn't. She's a liar. She's a liar because they all love the money that's attached to it. And of course, there's a lot of money attached to it. I was reading this week about massage parlors on Long Island, the Asian massage parlor, big business, on this website where all these guys are posting their experiences. It's really ridiculous. It's really bizarre, fascinating, the culture of men that are out there that really are driven by these really disgusting, perverse sexual experiences that they're paying for. So that's why these women are making all this money, is they're really capitalizing and taking advantage of the male mind that is pretty perverted in this way for this kind of content, either live and in living color or this fantasy that they're living out and paying women like this for. Ridiculous.
That's messed up.
What's going on back there, guys? Everything okay?
Yeah, we're good. Well,
would you want them to at least provide like the amount of money that you were making that you'd be missing out on? Wouldn't you end up presenting them?
Well, I mean, if I think that in a relationship, it's like a mutual, like half and half sometimes.
Yeah. You would go
So it's
50-50
like,
with a man?
Yes. Personally, that's just my,
So
my own
what if
opinion.
he was like, I want to have sex with another girl? You would be like, okay.
But I don't think that's going 50-50 unless he's asking me to go have sex with another guy. Like if it's, I'm okay to ask. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like-
here, let me ask a couple clarifying questions here.
Okay.
And we'll do hand raise on this. So, who here considers themselves traditional?
I'd say
Commit
yes.
to the hand raise.
I'd
I
say
mean.
yes and no. I mean, there's certain things that I do for myself, but I'm not in a relationship. So there's, if you're talking relationship-wise or as an individual,
Relationship. That was the question.
then I've never been in a relationship.
Right.
Is it a goal of
So I
yours to
can't say
become a
that.
wife and a mother and a home taker and a nurturer of children and your husband?
Well, I'd say
Long-term
that's
goal.
a part of it, yeah. But I'd also like to have like my own job and be able to take care of myself too, because I don't want to rely on anybody in my future.
So do you plan on doing OnlyFans for the rest of your life?
No.
Or-
Just because I say, like you were asking if I was with him and he asked me to stop doing OnlyFans and I chose to stop doing OnlyFans, I would get another job. And
So
I think that's
in my
reasonable.
mind, when we're talking about traditional gender dynamics, we're talking about a mutual reliance. The husband is in the service of the woman, the wife, and the wife is in the service, mutualistically in the service of the husband. It's not one person is totally
both
reliant on the
ways.
other. So why would you not, if you really want a traditional man in a traditional relationship, why would you not step into that role? Why would you also need to have a job or something like that?
Well, I think that like if I'm with somebody, say we're going out for dinner, right? I would want to be able to pay for half the meal, or if he say forgot his wallet.
That's not traditional.
Say you've been married for 5 years.
Yeah,
His money is your money. He's making money for you and the kids.
that's fair.
So that's okay. Just
Sure.
that's good. Sounds good. Okay.
I mean, if it came down to it, I think that at the end of the day, being in a relationship, it's important to have like an understanding of each other and each other's values, and like that's what makes a committed relationship important. You know what I'm saying?
Oh goodness, I don't even know what to say about everything that we're watching here. It's just ridiculous. It's just a 5-minute clip that I pulled down from whatever. Really like Brian. I think he's a great interviewer. The nonsense he has to listen to and deal with these modern women. They don't know what they want. They're all in their 20s. They're all at the height of what their looks are, and none of them really at that table are better than a 5 if you rated them that high. There's no way that they are going to find themselves with a man of traditional values that wants to be masculine and, generally speaking, take care of their wife and woman, and then allow that person to exhibit themselves in that exhibition fashion online, showing their body or being involved in all these sexual acts for money, or even historically to have done that. These gals are delusional. But this is, in many ways, social media and the modern woman.